6 months. 6 months have passed since I started with this project, and we are finally one song away to finishing the first act. Before starting this video, I want to thank each of you for following these videos every Saturday. And thank you for your nice comments about how you are liking all this. There is less and less time to finish the musical, and I hope you will still be there when this project ends. Welcome guys to another episode of Hamilton, an Animal Crossing musical, behind the scenes. Today I want to review some editing effects that I did in these 23 songs to recreate important moments, and talk about the Easter eggs that I have put during the story. Let's see if you have seen them all. The suicide of the cousin in Alexander Hamilton. In the first song, one of the most impressive moments was how I made it look like Hamilton's cousin is hanging from the ceiling. For this, I took a photo with the cousin standing in front, then I cut his figure and put a shadow below him, and I placed everything on top of the recording when Raymond is reacting. Simple and easy, and the effect is enough to visualize what the lyrics say. The ships in Right Hand Man. The ships are practically PNG drawings that I place on top, but the first ones that appear in motion, I wanted to have a deep effect, so I applied the parallax effect, which means that the closest objects move faster than the distant objects, to create a 3D effect, which, despite not being very incredible, I like the final result. There are movements in Ten Commandments and Yorktown. One effect that I'm liking a lot is to move the arms of the characters to perform certain actions such as the aiming of the pistols in Ten Commandments, the high five and the white flag in Yorktown. For this, I only need to take a photo of the arm, and I give it a rotation to realize the effect of movement. The shadows in History has its eyes on you. In this song, there is a great moment when Phil, aka George Washington, remembers when he received his first command, and this shadow effect was practically achieved by using the outline of a photo of Phil, painting in black, giving it a bit of transparency, and done. A homemade shadow. Two people running at the same time in Yorktown. Something that I really like but shouldn't be possible is seeing two people moving at the same time on Harp's Island, because I am alone. So how did I do it? Well, if you were very observant, you will realize that they are practically the same character. So what I did was make two recordings of the same scene, but with the character running on the left and then on the right. So if we join them by the half, will give us the illusion that they are happening at the same time. The important thing is that they don't cross their paths, otherwise the effect will be lost. And other effects are summarized in photos edited in a drawing program, such as the final moments on That Would Be Enough, Dear to Dosha, etc. So now we are going to review some Easter eggs that I have put in these videos. In Skylar Sisters, there is a moment when Eliza looks down a hallway while she is singing People Shouting in the Square, and then she says that she sees a boy with glasses who is very cute, referring to Raymond, because during my shot you can look behind Hamilton and his friends a bit of Eliza's character, confirming that the Skylar Sisters and my shot happened at the same time. Now, one of my favorites. During You'll Be Back, when the king looks at his watch, you can see that it marks 4:59 p.m. Practically a minute after in the song, when it appears again, you can see that it's marking the 5 o'clock. And just at that moment, a servant of the king comes to bring him tea, because at that hour, in England, it is the time for tea. Well, I think it's an hour before, but the intention is what counts. Some of you told me that was a random idea to put the Apollo's poster in Phil's room, but I came up with this idea after I couldn't have Apollo as George Washington, because his poster represents the commander that there was before Washington, so he's like a figure to follow for Phil. And for that reason you can see his shadow when he gives him his cap, and I can confirm that it's Apollo because I use an image of him. So Phil carry on the legacy of Apollo with his head held high. In Yorktown, when Hamilton talks about having a friend in the war, I put Burr behind him, since even though he became his enemy and ended up killing him, he was his friend first of all. And the bullet, which is practically the bullet that Hamilton dodges during the musical. In what comes next, you can see changes with respect to You'll Be Back in the beach, since the king was happy but after the war everything becomes sad with rain and he only has one ship left on his shelf representing the troops he lost in the war. And finally, in Mid-Side, when Washington tells Hamilton that his wife needs him, I put a picture of Eliza worried, with her arm touching her belly, indicating that she's expecting Alexander's child, giving more feeling to the song. And I think those are all that I remember. So don't forget that I will continue to put more details in the second act videos, so I hope you will pay attention. Thanks to my patrons who make possible the creation of these videos. Here's my Patreon if you want to support the channel. Take care and see you in the next behind the scenes.